Welcome back to my channel. It's Christy here doing the weekly reading for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We'll be using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for our main spread today, and then drawing from the Healing with the Angels Oracle and the Medicine cards for additional information. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the week of October 31st through to November 7th. If you were here last week, you'll remember we were doing intentional reading around hidden strengths. This week, I was inspired to do some intentional readings around loving the self. So that's the focus this week for everyone. I hope you're having a beautiful week and happy Halloween to you. So this is a general reading for your sign, all Libra, Sun, Moon, and Risings. Whatever is most prominent in your life this week, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to, and hopefully you find them helpful and healing. So, what does Libra need to know about loving the self this week? So first thing that comes to mind when I'm looking at all these together is this sense of letting go. Okay, there's something with regard to the theme of loving the self. There's this sense of you need to give yourself a break about something. You've been unduly hard on yourself about something, very likely with regard to finishing something that you've already begun. In fact, you might even be pushing yourself to finish it simply because you started it, not because you feel qualified to finish, not because you like the project, not for any, reasonable decision here. This sense of this overwhelming sense perhaps of duty here, that you need to finish, and that you need to complete something that perhaps its time is just over. Perhaps that energy that would be spent there could be better used on something more valuable to you at this time. On the other hand, if you are in process of finishing something that you are putting a great deal of pressure on yourself to do, what you may be experiencing is a sense of never again, okay? Even if you're pushing yourself, let's say it's for a job or for school, or there's a significant project that you are working on in a group dynamic, for example, and you're responsible for an element of an outcome. It really is going to feel like a sense of responsibility out of duty and not a labor of love, okay? I know there's perhaps not a great distinction between the two of them, but you can tell by the outcome, right? And you can tell by the way that you feel when you're doing it. Something that is a labor of love can look like torture to someone else, and if you could do it in your sleep, you would. And on the other hand, something that looks pleasant to someone else, or they would say, "Oh, gee, I would like to do that," and for some reason, it's just not your path, or it's just not your vibration anymore if it's already been underway, for example. Or if you've just flat out made, a decision that you wish you hadn't, for example, and you're trying to find a way around that or out of that, this would be a really good week to make a decision or make some decisive action around getting away from something that just isn't working for you anymore. And I 10-to-1, anyone who's listening to this is already going to know what that is when they think about that, or on an emotional level here. It'll be this sense of, oh yeah, I'm ready to give that up. And there could be some resistance to that due to, again, if it's economic, perhaps it's scholastic, or it's a group thing, but there could be a sense of, even personal responsibility that, you feel, well, I've begun it and it's only proper that I finish it type thing. Yes and no. I think if it's actually dragging you down or making things worse, or like I said, sort of if it's stealing energy and passion from something else that you really want to get into or to make fruitful for yourself or make successful for yourself, then in a way I consider that a type of theft, and you owe no one an explanation here. If there is anyone who's coming at you, including, this, if you're hard on yourself about it, if there's anyone, whether it's you or an external individual to you, who's being hard on you about this, I would really give yourself a break about that as well. You're allowed to change your mind, Libra. You really are. Even if you're, 2 days away from finishing something and your heart's not in it, your heart's not in it. It's somewhere else. You have to follow your heart, right? And you have to live dispassionately is a pretty sad state of affairs for the average person, and I'm going to suggest it's a pretty sad day for a Libra. So maybe it's a great week to follow your heart and figure out what that is, and just put something to rest in, and really be okay with it. Here in terms of a project or a theme. So this actually represents you. This is the central position card. This is you saying, you know what? I want to let go. I want to say goodbye. I want to close that book. I want to shelve that project. I want to, that type of thing. We're looking at something here that could feel gamey as well, or something that could feels like it's a back and forth, which is a little frustrating, especially if it's a group dynamic. You're relying on someone else. Let's say your portion of the work is complete. You're relying on someone else. That gets old fast, right? You don't want to now have to parent someone else or counsel someone else through their responsibilities either. That's very draining. And if it's not that type of project, it's touching all areas of your life. So whatever is most prominent for you. But of course we have the big fortune cookie here saying nope, and anything that feels like a game, or essentially if you're a pawn in someone else's game, if this is a romantic issue for you and your heart's not in it anymore, I really simply put your foot down about that issue this week, Libra, and just say, you know what, it's been great, or it's been fun, and I've learned a lot, and now it's time to walk away. So that could very well be a reality for you this week. The big thing that you want to avoid, of course, like anyone, would be a sense of regret. I just don't see that for you here. I just see you saying, no, I'm willing, like we didn't get into the next phase or the next stage of whatever was supposed to come next, and you're going to have to be okay with that here in order for you to mindfully and with your heart, on an emotional level, walk away from this. Here with breathe being in the influence to your current position, this is where I see you understanding this. It's one thing to know what to walk away from. It's one thing to even know why, right? It's not working, or I don't see a future, or, my heart's not in it. Like, that's the why. It's another thing to take action, which really is a point of courage, okay? To take action around something, especially if it's not going to be popular with someone else, okay? Or if someone else might be upset by that. You're going to want to have to put your foot down here. With breathe being the influence to your, what, I don't want this anymore card. This is you having had to spend time really deeply examining this for yourself, but not just in a meditative state, in a state of what do I really want, okay? This isn't just the process of whether you're going through this or this is hopefully helping you to discover this is available to you. It's not all meditation. Here is one way to get to that, but you do need to be decisive as well. So yes, be relaxed and peaceful and calm and true to yourself, but also to examine what it is you actually want. Because what will occur to you when you examine what it is you want, okay, as opposed to what it is you're just putting up with or dealing with or going through the motions of, you'll recognize a feeling. Okay, you'll feel something in you, or something becomes more important all of a sudden. And that feeling is what I'm asking you to pay attention to. You're going to want to examine how you feel when you think about something beautiful and positive and joyful, and that's full of passion for you. And then you're going to want to think of what you're involved in, that you want to get out of, for your very specific reasons, and just literally compare those feelings, and then you'll know what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And that's the exercise here with breathe. It's really just an element of slowing down here, right? Really just an element of, I'm going to go within. I'm going to, and this can include journaling, okay? This can include speaking to a therapist or a trusted friend that you've expressed you're not looking for advice from. You're looking to act as a sounding board. Okay, and especially if you make that clear, and you can have a trusted friend to help you there. Sometimes even in the process of talking about what you're excited about or what you're passionate about can really help you understand what you're really supposed to be doing as well. Sometimes we don't even know how excited we are about something until we express it to someone else, and then the other person can even bring it to our attention, right? Or likewise in a book, or writing things down, or saying things out loud. There's a sense of, geez, I didn't know how passionate I was about that, or I didn't know how much that meant to me. So that type of thing could be occurring near the beginning of the week. But certainly, however long that is lasting, it's going to really bring you to a point of decision here. I'm willing to let this go in order to move forward toward my passion. Here we have this gorgeous spiral dance, this round and round card, this sense of not letting something happen again that has already been happening, that has been bringing you down or making you unsatisfied in some way. It's the real a self-actualization card in many ways, because it says what wasn't working, what I've identified isn't working anymore. I refuse to keep playing, or I refuse to keep participating in, right? And it's a great level of self-respect here, and it's an enormous sense of self-courage to be able to walk away from something that you truly believed at the time that you were interested in, or you did have what it takes, or that you thought that you could complete somehow. Times change, Libra. People change, okay? And you're allowed to do that. So if you really feel like this is a matter of personal growth for you, and you want to walk away from something that simply isn't working for whatever reason anymore, and you're willing to let it go, right? You don't want to not do something or take a break from something and then go back to it and then feel bad about it. No. This is a break. This is saying you let that part of what you had expected from yourself go with a new vision. You have a new vision or a new direction here. Unfinished symphony is the general energy to all the other cards here. And this is where I'm reading this about being something that's probably more than likely have already been underway. So this could have been an economic project, scholastic project, groups. It could even be you joined a gym, for heaven's sakes, and you were like, yeah, I'm going to go every day, and I'm going to, all these rules about this new theme in your life. And maybe you like Pilates better, maybe you want to join a dance class instead, and you have to let go of that membership, and it's going to look like a waste of money, but and now you're paying for dance lessons or for singing lessons or whatever it is that you choose to do. But the point being is that your heart is in what you want to do, and you let everything else go. Let it go, what you want to walk away from here. New beginnings, 100%, absolutely, thoroughly. Look at this, okay? The spiral dance, you're coming out of something. Look at you coming out. And there's no way to repeat it here, right? The round and round just simply means that you can't go back. You can't go back. You won't find the passion, you won't find the joy, you won't find the expression in what you have to let go of here. You have to walk away from it. It's one of the lessons that we need as individuals as we self-actualize. And it's also a great expression of faith in yourself. Okay, Libra? You know what? It's the human condition. Some things just don't work out the way we want them to. And that is life. And if we can walk away gracefully from that, and not only gracefully, but walk away from that while having something passionate to work toward, or something, beautiful and life-affirming and loving, that's a beautiful way to walk away from something, not just closing the door and sort of having a void. You want to make sure that void is filled. You have something to take its place, direction to move in. But that's essentially a new beginning, right? But ultimately, we can't have a new beginning until we have something end. So it's probably a good idea to say, you know what, it's really time for me. I feel good about this, and trust that that's true for you. You don't have to answer to anyone else right now. They'll come to terms with your decisions on their own. Here we literally have the spiral dance. How cool is this? So the gross is actually spiral dance. When the authors wrote the book, this is the keyword tagged to this card. So we have a very huge development. If these two were here, I'd say, yeah, definitely keep going. Now you have like triple confirmation here. It's definitely time to trust that you know in which direction is best for you. And not only that, but you're passionate about it. And sometimes we're trepidatious around new things, right? This is absolutely normal and natural. But remember, you were new at something at all stages of your life, and you figured it out, and in many cases mastered it. So what's different about this time? You're absolutely going to master what is around the corner. You just simply need to do what is passionate to you, for you in your own estimation. And it's the next level here is what I'm going to suggest. And it's not only a passion, but it's like, you know, has some people say they have a calling or a soul purpose, right? This is what we're getting at here. We're getting at a sense of purpose and a soul intention here. And it doesn't even have to make sense to other people, Libra. And it's kind of, it doesn't have to. It's not supposed to. This is your life and your dream and your passion. And again, with the spiral dance, it's time to spiral out, as the band Tool says. Spiral out. Keep going, okay? You're expanding on your self-actualization, and it is a beautiful thing. I'm very excited for you. This is I think this is going to be quite a leap for you, but it's also going to be very, very exciting for you. So your biggest challenge this week, Libra, is to just let go of something that you, on some level, are giving yourself a hard time about letting go of. But you know, take a breather, find out what it is that excites you, and then you'll find in no time, yeah, this is the time for me. I'm ready to move ahead. And so something goes unfinished, so something is shelved, so you can do something that is completely passionate and completely meaningful to you. I say, you know, congratulations if that's what's going on, because that's truly personal power in action. So that is your reading for the week, Libra. Thank you so much for being with me today. And if you're not already, you can subscribe to my channel. It is free to do that. I want to thank everyone who has subscribed up until this point. You truly make this worth doing. I was doing this hoping I could reach and help people, and every week people write to me and you're subscribing, and it just makes it all worth it. So thank you so much for your encouragement and for being here with me and for trusting in these types of readings. And I love hearing from you. So if you have a second out of your busy day, comment below. Let me know how things are going. Let me know if this makes sense to you, or what you're actually letting go of, or what you're passionate about. I'd love to know. So that is everything for today. Please take great care of yourself until I meet you in the next video. Until that time, take care. Bye for now.